Welcome to Stories from the Digital Learning Field.
Welcome SFUSD community, from digital agency to media making to building audiences. Join the SFUSD digital learning team as we continue to explore the digital learning field in our schools in San Francisco. I'm Dr. E from the digital learning team. Today, we specifically focus on building media to share with an audience beyond your school community via the KQED Media Challenges, which is a safe platform where students can publish their work. In today's episode, my colleague Kathleen Kennedy of the Digital Learning Team traveled to Wallenberg High School and interviewed a teacher and his students. Here's Kathleen Kennedy telling us a little bit about the stories that the students told her about.
3 students shared a glimpse into their lives and values here in San Francisco. Students shared about their birdwatching explorations, walking around downtown, and cooking at home with family.
Now let's listen to Kathleen tell us the rest of their stories, and we'll also hear clips from the teacher and the students.
It was used as like a culminating activity to think about how we're unique as individuals. And given that it was the first semester for freshmen, trying to instill more confidence in their individuality throughout the course of the first semester. And so we used that as like a launching pad for them to explain what's unique about them, show some perspective that is unique to their worldview. Looking at examples of the photo essays that you guys actually provided on KQED's website, which was really helpful. The lesson plan and process was really helpful. And from there, saying that it's pretty much wide open in terms of finding something that they wanted to either like zoom in on that's happening in society, or explore some skill or interest that they have, directly expanding on that. They could do like a background piece on like an event they're going to, like a before, during, and after. It was really helpful to give the students like more authentic audience and more purpose in what they're doing. In class, we use that as like a celebratory event at the end of the semester to wrap up that novel, but also like really start to understand who's in our class, who's part of our class community. And problems were really just students getting started with things. They had a little bit of like a hard time understanding that it could be a pretty small topic that they focused on. They were really trying to think a little bit too globally in a way. So I often would have them like just take pictures around campus even, just to get them to start to understand that this is about, it could be a day in the life of. And students were starting to able to see that like just their small everyday things actually have a lot more meaning. Another way was to just have them take many, many pictures so that they might have started with one idea, and then in the process of taking all those pictures, seeing that they could zoom in on one aspect of their interest. Finally, I also modeled this process by building my own photo essay where I focused on my local library and my love of libraries. And that was really helpful because I could show them like the development process. I was really surprised the amount of nature as focus. That the topics were pretty wide ranging, but a lot of students focused on nature, their natural surroundings, parks, and the different public spaces in San Francisco that they have access to. Just like to reiterate the ease of which it was to like start this project, get students motivated for it, and to give them like a real sense of ownership. I love the way you integrated quotes from John Muir about nature, and then you zooming in on the different aspects of the park, some of the cool visual elements that they have. And I really felt like I was able to kind of take a walk with you on this journey.
Challenges were taking pictures. I had a lot, and I didn't know which ones to use. Mm-hmm. So I had to pick like the best ones that I like could feel were like the best, or like best describes the feeling that I was trying to like give to the audience. Some things I liked were the fact that I don't usually go on walks, but I saw this as an opportunity to do so because every time I do it, I like really like it. Something else I liked was I liked how it's like a topic that I chose, and it's like like I relate to it because I like nature. And for the other park, Yerba Buena Garden, I also had like some memories there because I went to my friends with my friends like a few years ago, I think. It was like really nice going back and like seeing it, like remembering all those nice memories. And I did make new ones when going to the Salesforce Park.
Cool. When you were talking about how you had like a lot of pictures, how did you figure out which ones were the ones you were gonna choose for the project?
That's a good one. Well, besides like other pictures being blurry or anything, it's mostly about if like for example this one, I wanted to include that it has like trees, some lighting, and then you could see like the chairs where people sit. Like I want to give the audience the idea that you can like sit down and relax there. Also, Mr. McGuire showed us like a few techniques on like how to take pictures and how to have like the center or like focus of the picture like not in the middle of the picture. So yeah, I used those, and so yeah, I tried to have like everything that I wanted to show to the audience in those specific pictures that I had.
Have you ever done a project like this before? No, this is the first time.
Yeah.
Jane did this really interesting project on bird watching in Golden Gate Park, right? Talked a lot about his process of like, getting into, started with it, but also what it means to first encounter silence, which I thought was really unique. I love this quote you had about, in order to see birds, it's necessary to become part of the silence.
I went out with my dad to go bird watching and take some photos on it. It was a really fun project, and I enjoyed how it incorporated like what I liked into writing. The biggest challenge was like what to pick, because I like baking, a lot of things, but I settled on that. I really liked how I got to, as I said, do what I liked, and also like write about it. It like gave me extra inspiration and the type of stuff like that. Like sometimes when I'm just like writing about any old thing in class, I'll feel like not too motivated. Yeah. But this gave me like a lot of motivation because it was something I was very passionate about.
I was just wondering, how long did it take you to complete the project from start to finish? Do you remember? Roughly?
Yeah, it took me like 3 hours to get like the photos and stuff, and then like maybe like 2 to 4-ish on the writing. And
then Hayden also did a great job with his, a very exemplary piece. So Hayden's like a home chef and did an awesome job of just documenting the process of cooking this dish. I forget the dish's name.
It's just it's like a normal dish. Like it's just the meal that you have at dinner most of the time, like pretty much every day, because you can interchange it. It's just rice with a bunch of side dishes.
So he goes through the preparation process, shows all the ingredients, his beginning of the cooking the process, beating the eggs, steaming the rice, steamed eggs, sorry, pan-fried ribs, which all of this sounds really tasty too, so I'm getting hungry as that was one thing that I thought was really interesting, is it made me hungry as I was reading your piece and looking at the pictures. So I think that's like, you achieved your goal there. And also just showing that you know what you're doing in the kitchen. That's really impressive. And the layout and the presentation was really well done too.
When you were choosing this, or when you were making it, were there any challenges that you came across?
Like taking the photos, because like I had to have someone to help me, and either way, I think it's hard to like get the desired photos.
How did you figure it out? What was your process to make sure you got the right photo?
I asked my mom to help me with it, and I just told her to take a lot of pictures, and I could just choose out of like the whole bunch which ones are the best and which are best to use.
What was like your favorite part of creating this project?
Probably cooking it. I have done things with cooking, like projects with it, but not something that I would like share publicly, I think I would want to do it again. I think it was very fun to do.
And I liked learning a little bit more about what you're interested in.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you to Mr. McGuire and his 9th grade students, Rania, Hayden, and Jaden, for inviting me into their classroom to listen to their stories. I enjoyed talking to all of you. And thank you to KQED Youth Media Challenge for providing the resources to make this project possible.
It's pretty powerful to have these platforms like the KQED Youth Media Challenge to help teachers roll down the walls of their classroom. Thank you, Kathleen, for going out and talking to the young folks and adding your voice to this Stories from the Digital Learning Field mix. We have linked to the stories you heard about and also to the KQED Media Challenge website. Many resources there for teachers to explore and put into your craft. While the school year is almost over, we still have a few more stories to share. This is Dr. E. Until next time.